over the island there are 17 wineries, and local people produce a lot of wine, but basically white wine. Approximately 80% of our fields, of our vineyards, covers white grape Assyrtiko. But what makes wine very unique is the combination of the soil of the island and the climate. So this island used to be volcanic. So more than 3,500 years ago, the shape of the island was completely different. We may look at the map, or we have gorgeous view from our bus. So if you look to the right, let's say behind us, we can see the most northern tip of the island. It is Iya village. We can see where Santorini ends and White House at the top. It's Iya village. So if we connect now, as we will turn, we will have much better view. So if we connect Iya, if we draw invisible line from Iya and we go to the left, we connect Iya to the long island with white houses in the middle. On the map, it's on the left in front of the island. So the island with white houses in the middle is called Theirasia. It is inhabited island. Population of that island is approximately 250 people. So when I asked one local driver, probably you know everyone, he told me, yes, of course, we are family. So population of that island is only 250 people. And if we connect the long island Theirasia and we go to the left to very tiny island with white top, it is called Aspronissi, or White Island. We simply call it as a cupcake island. It reminds cupcake with the cream at the top. So we can connect Aspronissi to the south, so we can imagine circle. So more than 3,500 years ago, according to one of the theories, this island used to be volcano. So the main crater was somewhere in the middle of the circular island, and actually it was somewhere where the cruise ships are today, and it could reach approximately 1,000 meters high. How much is 1,000 meters? Again, it's easy to imagine. Now we are driving to the top of the island. The height of the mountain that we are going to visit is 565 meters above the sea level. So it means crater could be twice higher than the highest spot of the island is today. And during the devastating volcanic eruption in prehistoric times, the central part of the island collapsed and went to the bottom of the sea. It was catastrophe, not only for this island and not only for Mediterranean, but scientists believe that actually this volcanic eruption could cause climate change all over the world. Imagine that during different excavations they found volcanic ash from Santorini that appeared here 3,500 years ago in Greenland and in California. So scientists believe what could happen here after that volcanic eruption is called as atomic winter or volcanic winter, when the sky could be covered by ash for few years. So it means sunlight couldn't reach the earth. So it means if anyone stayed here, it was quite difficult to survive. Actually, huge civilization of this island was destroyed during that volcanic eruption, and right now we have ruins of the civilization right at the south of the island. Sometimes scientists call it as a Pompeii of Aegean Sea, because like a Pompeii, it was destroyed by massive volcanic eruption and it was covered by ash. But Pompeii was destroyed in 79 AD. This civilization was destroyed in 1625 BC, so approximately 17 centuries earlier, before Pompeii. So if we look to our right, we can see actually the ancient crater that is filled with water, and today the territory of the ancient crater is 83 square kilometers. It means that 83 square kilometers of land sunk into the crater. Territory of Santorini Island today is 72 square kilometers. Population of Santorini is approximately 30,000 people. Life in Santorini always depended on earthquakes, on volcanic eruptions, because Santorini island used to be a volcano, but there is no craters anymore on the island, but we are surrounded by the volcanoes. And right now on our left we can see the island with black brownish colors, island that is located exactly behind the cruise ship. So the nearest island to the cliffside is called Nea Kameni. On the map we can see this island right at the center of the map, circular island. The name of the island, Nea Kameni, means new burnt. So Nea Kameni, or New Burnt Island, is the youngest island in Mediterranean Sea. Our volcano, or the island Nea Kameni, erupted last time as volcano in 1950. So the last volcanic eruption was in 1950. But the last earthquake that hit this island in 1956. We are calling actually this earthquake as last earthquake, and definitely it was not the last, because we are in seismic active zone. Santorini is located above tectonic plates. There is one more volcano that is located from the opposite side of the island, but we call it as submarine volcano because it is still under the water. And the second crater is quite big. It is 3 kilometers wide and 500 meters deep. So the eruption of the second crater was in 1650, so almost 400 years ago. But both of the volcanoes, as Nea Kameni, we saw, as Kalubus, that is under the water, are active. But our scientists are assuring us that they are able to predict volcanic eruption 1 year before. Right now we don't have any information about possible volcanic eruptions, but unfortunately they can't predict earthquake. So we don't know when next time earthquake may hit the island. So the earthquake of 1956 hit this island on 9th of July, very early in the morning. It was something like 5:30 in the morning, so people simply didn't have time to react. So imagine 7.8 at Richter scale at 5:30 in the morning. So the official number says that 50 people died in the ruins of their houses, but from locals I have heard that this number was much higher, and approximately 100 people were injured by the ruins of their own houses. And actually life on the island was destroyed because 80% of the houses were either completely destroyed or damaged in a way that people couldn't live there anymore. I don't know if you have heard what was happening on the island quite recently in February, in the beginning of this year. We had quite many earthquakes, and actually between 1st of February till 20th something February, maybe 25th of February, we had earthquakes every day, and sometimes we had between 200 to 400 earthquakes per day. But the strongest one a day. But the land was continuously shaking. But the strongest earthquake in February was 5.5 at Richter scale. So yes, you feel such earthquake, but we don't have any damages. But for 1 month, schools were closed. Yes, our authorities didn't know what's going on exactly, because we didn't have, they didn't have like any information about possible volcanic eruption. Our seismographs, we always had seismographs on the island. Every year, scientists come to the island in the beginning of season, so they do researches about the volcanoes. And we didn't have any information about possible volcanic eruption. And when suddenly this earthquake started to happen, we were, I should say, surprised. We were very surprised. But of course, as most of people don't work in winter, because approximately 80% of population work in tourism. So tourism is on pause in winter. So how media shows everything? They showed empty island. All people left the island, but yes, this is winter. So most of people leave island in winter. Most of businesses are shut in winter. So of course we have schools, children garden, like hospital, banks. Yes, some people work in winter too, but most of local people don't. So of course those people who didn't work, they just grabbed their kids, they left the island till we figure out what's going on the island. So as scientists and local authorities say that volcanoes are not going to wake up, but yes, of course, they couldn't predict earthquake. We didn't know if stronger earthquake will follow. But till now, we were lucky. So till now, the strongest earthquake in February was 5.5. Approximately on 20th of May there was strong earthquake. Maybe you could also hear about that, but it was close to Turkey. It was not in Greece. It was 6.3 close to Turkey. We felt it here, this earthquake. Yes, so we felt it and like 6:30 in the morning. I think it was 20th of May. We woke up from the earthquake. It was quite strong. Yes, 6.3. It's already a bit scary, but it was in Turkey. But as a wave, yes, we felt it here too. But as Santorini is located above tectonic plates, as plates are moving, yes, there is always chance that we will feel earthquakes on the island. So for almost 20 years after that volcanic eruption and after the earthquake of 1956, island was, I would say, uninhabited because most of people left the island. And by the way, in a while from our bus we will see local taxi, and I'm not joking. On our right we can see our hard workers, our donkeys and mules, and actually even now local people at present days they still use animals for transportations. We are passing by the village that is called Pyrgos. It is traditional village, but most of the buses and actually most of the cars, local people also leave their cars here at the bottom of the village, and they have to climb up. So as we don't have fresh water in our apartments, I mean drinkable water, we have tap water, but we don't drink this water, so we have to buy packs of water every day. Or we can do it once a month. We can load our car, park it somewhere here, and go like 20 times up and down and carry water. Yeah, I used to live actually in this village. It's a beautiful village, but you know, this moment that I had to carry products and water made me move somewhere else. I said, enough. It's beautiful village, but I want to have like more comfortable life, you know. So yes, some local people can rent animal from local member. The population of the island is 30,000 people. So all over the island there are 13 villages, and there are some villages like more popular, let's say like Iya village or Fira town, or there is close to this village, the village that is called Emporia, with population that approximately like 2,000 people in the village. This village is not that big population, like official population of this village is approximately 500 people. Actually, you're absolutely right. Here on the island there are only names of the villages, but there is no names of the streets. There are just few names of the streets on the island. So now it's easier because we have smartphones. So for example, when we call to the driver, we can just send the pin, our location, where we are. But if driver can't go like in, we have to go to the nearest main road, so driver can pick us up. But I remember when I just moved to the island, it was 2010, when we had those mobile phone with buttons, you know. So when I talked to the driver, I was like, I was explaining like, do you know like this village? Yes. Do you remember like that house or the coffee shop? Like behind the coffee shop, after 3 houses, you will turn to the left. So I just gave directions where I am and how I look, what I'm wearing. So what, for example, like if I will have suitcase, what color? So it was easier. You mean here? You mean here on the island? Look, probably everything depends on what you are looking for and what you like to do during a vacation. But one of the most popular places where most of our guests are staying is Iya village. Iya village is the village that is protected by UNESCO as a monument of Greek architecture. So Iya is definitely very beautiful. There are beautiful luxurious hotels and villas on the cliff. Probably like the most popular villas are located in Iya. But we have to understand that Iya is one of the most popular villages, so thousands of guests are visiting Iya every day. So imagine to be in your beautiful villa, in your beautiful pool, having a glass of cold wine, but having thousands of people above you clicking photo of you in your pool. So it's like you have to be really very picky when you choose the location. There are a lot of beautiful locations, quiet locations, but they're quite deep. So it means you have to follow the steps all the way down. So it means every day you have to climb up. But on the island there are actually 5 villages on the cliff. I really like Imirovigli village. It's exactly in the middle of the cliffside. Iya is the north, right? Imirovigli is the middle. So in Imirovigli, and actually the height of Imirovigli is twice higher than Iya. It is 400 meters above the sea level. In Imirovigli village, there is no any shop. What it means? It's not a shopping area. It means that thousands of people are never there. And the advantage of Imirovigli village is that there is no parking for big buses. So it means tourist buses never come to Imirovigli. So I would choose Imirovigli. So it's really nice to go to Iya, to beautiful restaurant. To have Imirovigli. Vigli. Yes, actually Imirovigli is quite long. Yeah, it's quite long, a Greek word, but actually the name of the village, Imirovigli, comes from 2 words from different languages. Imero comes from Greek word mera, meaning day. Vigli comes from Venetian word vigla, meaning castle or to watch. So day castle or day watch. So Imirovigli used to be first Venetian castle of the island that was built between 13th to 16th century. This castle have never been defeated by pirates, but it was completely destroyed by nature, by the earthquake of 1956. So why actually they built these castles? In total, we had 5 castles on the island. So 3 of them were built on the cliff. The 1 castle was built in Iya. At the edge of Iya village, 1 castle was built in Imirovigli. It is the center of the cliffside, but the highest spot. The 3rd castle was built at the south, and 2 more castles were built at the heights in the middle of the island. So actually in old days, as scientists believe, Venetians built these castles between 13th to 16th century in order to protect themselves from pirates. So when pirates came closer to the island, they could ring the bells of the churches, they could burn fire. So in this way they could give signals from castle to castle, so people knew that might be in danger. So what they did, they could hide in these castles, but as usual, rich people were in priority. They had access to the castles, also had to hide somewhere. They started to carve caves on the cliff in a quite soft volcanic rocks, because the top of the island is covered by pumice. It used to be ash 3,500 years ago. Now pumice is like a rock, so it's quite soft to dig in. So they carved these caves, but later people renovated all these caves, and actually now most of the famous hotels and villas of Iya that used to be cave houses now are the most expensive hotels and villas of the island. Today Iya is not a part of our program, but we will be in Fira. If you're okay with height, we have great view on our left. We can see island from the south, the center and the north. On our left we can see also airport right at the bottom, and just like in 2 minutes we will arrive to the top of the mountain. So we are in Prophetis Elias mountain. So once we will stop, we will have 15 minutes to click photos around. Believe me, view is already beautiful once we leave our bus. But if some of you would like to follow me just little bit higher by the steps, I will show you the way. Over there, right at the top of the mountain, we can see also monastery. This is the monastery of Prophet Elijah, or Prophetis Elias as we call it. But this monastery is open for visitors only once a year, on 20th of July. So 20th of July, it's a very big religious celebration. It's a day of the monastery and the day of Prophet Elijah. So only once a year monks open monastery for visitors. The rest of year we can visit only the garden of the monastery. View from there is really beautiful, but it's like uphill and we have to follow some steps. So if for some of you it's okay to follow me, you're welcome. If you don't want to follow me, it's fine. You can click really beautiful photos here right at the top, and in 15 minutes we will meet again here. So now it's 12 o'clock, so let's say maximum 20 minutes past 12 we will depart from here.